Hey guys.
Yo.
USA.
I mean, I'm sure you guys talked about it. I missed the last episode. I apologize. But my new favorite source of content is just whatever the fuck the White House is doing today.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's just every day is like, hey, by the way, Modi's here.
Yeah.
And we're going to tariff his ass.
Yeah. In front of him.
Yeah.
In front of him.
And then
sunned him.
Yeah.
And then the Indian reporter that had a thick accent.
Can't understand.
Yeah. So like, I can't understand you. Next question.
Then rifle off a few executive orders. Then fucking Tulsi Gabbard's in, by the way.
Yeah. RFK is in.
You got to be happy about that.
Love it. I'm so happy.
It's just every
My
day
guy.
is blockbuster.
It brings me back to the COVID press conferences.
Yeah.
Where every day, I think at 2 p.m.
That was
Pacific
your favorite
time.
programming.
Yeah, I was must see TV.
Yeah.
Because you never knew what he was going to say. He's going to berate a reporter.
Yeah.
And it's happening again. And it's fun.
I will say he's gotten, I think, a little better at the berating.
He's a lot more mellow.
Like, don't get me wrong, he's unintentionally disrespectful, like, kind of shooing off the Indian woman. But I think he meant well.
Yeah, he's like, I can't understand you.
Yeah.
What do you want to say?
But he used to be so much more combative.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he knows this is legacy time.
Yeah.
Right? He's 78.
He's not even saying like the word fake news. Remember every press conference was like, I don't expect your fake news. No, you're fake news.
Well, he did berate Jim Acosta for CNN.
Yeah,
he goes,
got
you're
fired.
a terrible human being.
Yeah.
You're a terrible human being.
Yeah, I mean,
so he still has
he still
it.
got it. Yeah, I'm not saying.
And Jim Acosta no longer has a job.
Yeah,
so
berated him right out of a job.
Yeah, so
he got fired this week.
Jim Acosta's gone.
I think last week
He was there
I know, but
on
he
Tuesday.
was saying he's moving on. He's no longer at CNN. He's moving on.
He was at the White House on Tuesday.
I'm not saying
his
he's
press
not.
pass
But,
says TikToker now.
yeah, Jim Acosta is moving on. He said he's
But
moving
anyways, he still has it in him.
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I feel like he is less combative for whatever reason. I will say too, I am shocked. I don't know how any of this shit works, but I am shocked that Tulsi Gabbard, RFK,
Well,
they're all getting in.
well, they
Why? They
control
control the
both.
Senate.
I know, but
They
I just
control
like they're
everything.
so radical. I mean, Tulsi Gabbard was on a terrorist watch list last year.
Yeah.
It was
Biden's-
bullshit.
Biden's
It was Biden's. It was
Yeah.
bullshit. But like,
Yeah.
still, that's
Yeah.
like, it just to me is like, there's some things happening that I feel like are like, I didn't even believe that the government machine would let happen.
Yeah.
You know?
I think the government machine, their power has been cut.
Yeah, it's wild.
So
they
like
went from,
something
like-
that I would never think that, like, you know how like in 2015, Trump campaigned on this idea of drain the swamp.
Yeah.
And that was so far fetched,
Yeah.
even when he got elected, because he had in his cabinet the swamp.
Yep.
This time, the cabinet is a mix of some new faces and some old faces. And I think with Elon backing in the back,
Yep.
he's basically like, now when you know there's an unlimited piggy bank behind you,
Right.
you can basically do whatever you want.
Right.
There's not a company in the world that has more money than Elon Musk,
Yeah.
or has the power and the influence.
And just the intelligence too, you know,
Yeah.
like
Who's the new girl that he just got impregnated?
Ashley St. Clair.
is
she
that
an
real though?
influencer?
Isn't there some like drama around that now?
It's unclear.
I don't know.
She's claiming it. He has not confirmed it, but they said they had a kid recently.
No, she said she's 5 months pregnant. I think.
no, they had a kid 5 months ago.
5
Oh,
months
5 months
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it seems like it seems a little fishy.
Yeah, there's a little shadiness. She's like blocking everyone, deleting messages.
Yeah.
She's like trolling Elon. I'm curious to know what happened.
Or he might just got a wild girl pregnant.
Yeah, he
You know,
might have.
An Amber Heard.
I don't doubt that he got her pregnant. I believe that.
Right.
He's out here fucking.
He's obviously fucking. Who has the time for fucking?
Yeah.
Jeez, the guy's sleeping at the government office. Is he fucking in there?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
across the line for me.
Yeah.
As a taxpayer.
Taxpayer.
Don't be fucking in my government building. Oh, man.
It's
Anyway,
so
it's just
good.
fascinating to watch. And I do have to say, I said this before, but I think for Trump, actually taking the 4 years off was the best thing
Yeah.
that
It
happened.
humbled him.
I think it humbled him. And I think it also allowed him to like refigure out
How to play the
like
game.
what the fuck just happened the last 4
Yeah,
years?
yeah.
Okay, how do I do this for real? and he learned so much more. I also think the people got so much more sick of Biden, and that I think Biden coming off so bad, I think was really good for him.
Yeah, the bar is so low.
Right. Obama to Trump, I mean, that's tough.
Yeah.
Biden to Trump,
yeah,
a little bit more reasonable.
I mean, look, they're doing shit every day. Something's happening.
Right.
There's no shortage of excitement. But the big exciting news over the weekend was the one thing that I love with Trump as president, and I'm not even being facetious, I think it's important for countries to exert their dominance. Because if you don't, someone will take you over. And that goes for companies, people take advantage.
Yeah, right.
Right? Like that. It's
Agreed.
And United States versus Canada this weekend in hockey, we exerted our dominance and we beat the fucking shit out of them.
So to
Literally beat them up.
Right.
No, beat them up.
So this is what happened. So they're playing like an all-star game.
Okay.
It's USA versus the Canadian hockey players.
Right.
And US national anthem plays, and the Canadians boo the fuck out of it.
Oh, so we beat their ass.
So literally the puck,
I like that.
like a jump ball. I don't know what it's called in hockey.
Yeah.
Like where they get the puck.
Yeah.
The American just took his gloves off and said, "Let's fucking go."
Yeah.
And beat
his
the
ass?
fuck out of him.
Yes.
And then there was I think there was 3 fights within like
3 fights in 9 seconds.
9 seconds.
Oh, that's sick.
I
And
watched
then he was mic'd up, and he's like, "I got him good," and they put him in the penalty box. And then
You're our 51st state, bitch.
Yeah. And what's funny is
so
if on Twitter, it's so funny. Everyone's calling Canadians snow Mexicans.
Because there's the to the north, just Mexico to the south. And
Look, they couldn't even call them Canadians. They're calling them
I hate MAGA as much as anyone, but I love this American beating the shit out of the Canadian.
yeah.
Well,
I feel like that's the tone at the moment. Just in general, you know what I mean? We're roughing people up a little bit.
yeah. I mean, why do you think America is America? Because we roughed people up.
Yeah.
The Barstool guys were calling the dude, I think his name's Bradley, an American hero.
Yeah.
They're just parading him
I got
around.
to tune in. I literally saw it on TV and I turned on, but I thought it was the All-Star game and then it was hockey and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I don't know any of it.
I mean, I think what's interesting is obviously everyone is very happy about the beating the Canadians took because they lost the game and they got beat up.
Yeah, and Canadians are supposed to be better than us at hockey.
It's their thing. That's the one thing they have.
Yeah. That and poutine.
That's right. We don't need that. We can keep that.
We got cheese fries. We don't need
Right,
poutine.
we're fine. Chili cheese fries. Are you kidding? Fuck that poutine.
But it was very entertaining. It was very funny, and I think it is very symbolic to what's happening in the country broadly. It's like, all right, America's got to flex its muscle again.
Right. It's just funny how trends work.
Yeah.
There's just a tone happening,
Yeah. And I think what's interesting is if you talk to a lot of British people, they're almost embarrassed by the imperialism of the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, they did a lot of bad things and whatever it is, but it's kind of what made their country what it is today. And today, they're not like that at all. And their country is not the same. Right. The demographics of the United Kingdom have dramatically changed.
Well, that's also what I think we were at risk of that they did, which is that their kingdom just started to mean nothing.
Yeah.
If they were still the dominant power, then, and some people still hated the royal family, and that would make sense, but you're still the dominant power. Now you just look silly.
Yeah.
But don't
you're
you
walking
think
around in your crown and you're not the king of anything. No.
But it's also a function of, if you think about Europe in general, UK specifically, there's no big companies that have been created in the last 25 years. They're all in the US.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Facebook, 2004.
Yeah, it's not just companies. It's a mentality. It's a mentality shift. Here's the thing. No one likes to admit this, but imperialism and fucking kicking ass is very important for country morale. You want to build great things in this country. When you go to Europe, that same feeling of dominance for a young entrepreneur does not exist because the country does not exude that.
Yeah.
When Trump is on TV saying we are the best, we're fucking going to win every single time, some little kid is sitting in his room is like, yeah, I want to fucking win too.
Yeah.
That feeling is so important for the country. And I think,
But it's also a function. America has the best universities. They have the best talent.
Right.
but I
Like the universities in London is
but it's a
one.
mentality.
It's-
No,
But I think it's all one and the same,
It's a
right? I
mentality.
think that mentality built those universities,
Yeah.
and then then it becomes real, and then you exude the mentality, and
Yeah,
it's like
it is
a
the mentality.
reinforcing. That's why I miss even whatever. Nobody come at me on any policy bullshit, but like even the way that Obama spoke, it felt like you run this shit.
Yeah.
You know, and like that's the like my
Yeah,
number one.
He made you feel confident in America.
Yes, and he still
And
had
that's
those
what Trump was
Democrat
doing.
values.
Yep.
But that's to me, the perfect leader. This is
And
just
so
to me.
did Bill Clinton too. I agree
Right.
with that.
Agreed. My perfect leader is like a sort of a compassionate ass kicker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there is like an awareness of the lesser fortunate people and minorities and all those different things, but like still you can be great and look out for those people.
Yeah.
I think Trump's doing a better job this time around,
Yeah,
but I
I
think
think
the
so.
Democrats just went so far to like where winning is bad.
Yeah, it is bad.
Like being the dominant country in the world is bad. All of it's bad unless you're just talking about how bad it is for victims.
Yeah.
You're bad.
Yeah.
And I think that's so terrible.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's why the mood of the country is where it's at, and why you boo the national anthem, you get beat the fuck up.
Yeah,
Straight
that's
up.
true. We need to.
That is important.
Yeah.
You are in this country. You don't like it, we
Right.
beat you up.
You know what's funny is
Right.
Straight up.
I like
so
it.
I like
I
it.
watched the Twitter video and then the next, how it
Yeah.
has an algorithm, the next one. And I didn't realize it was AI till like 5 seconds in. And it was like the manager saying, Trump called us to said, knuckle up and beat these motherfuckers. But it was
So,
totally
like
AI.
in the locker room
Then I-
speech or something.
Yeah.
That's so good.
And then I saw that it was, within 5 seconds, I was like, this can't be real.
God
And then it said
damn it.
100% AI.
I like
Yeah.
that energy. I will say Twitter's probably second to TikTok on algorithm.
Yeah, Twitter algorithm is getting
Who would have thought?
very good,
Very good.
much better than Reels.
Yeah, and YouTube Shorts and all that bullshit.
Yeah,
I don't do YouTube Shorts, but Reels is tough for me.
yeah,
Reels is really tough. Even the Instagram like suggested, when you go past your feed and it starts suggesting things, it's really bad.
yeah.
But Twitter's getting up there.
It also doesn't have the content. Like X has the content. Like,
And they let anything go.
yeah, but
Right.
I mean, it's just more interesting things are happening.
Yeah, I get hooked in there.
It's good stuff.
I mean, isn't Twitter the smallest of the social media platforms?
Well, I mean, I know Snapchat probably.
Well, who cares about them? I'm talking about Instagram.
Yeah, yeah.
So to me,
I think
like
Instagram,
they're making,
it's Instagram, Facebook Family, TikTok, then X.
they're probably making better use of less content.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
this
also
guy's
like,
fucking and starting to catch up to TikTok
yeah,
in the algorithm.
yeah.
And figuring out we have a cave where we put all the records of our retired government workers.
What is he
I'm,
on?
Trump or Elon?
Both.
Oh, Trump's just on America.
No, you have to understand.
He's on
there's-
bald eagle
He's
blood.
78 years old.
Yeah, I don't know. It has to be some sort of.
And they say he
Upper.
doesn't sleep. I saw a clip of Eric Trump saying, I
Yeah.
don't know how he does
I
it.
mean, I purposely watched because they showed a clip on the news when he was leaving New Orleans, and it was at night after the Super Bowl, getting on Air Force One, and the next morning he's like fucking executive ordering that you can't, dude. You were just in New Orleans.
Nothing but he's just a different animal.
Yeah,
His
Yeah.
sons can't believe it.
Yeah.
it's wild, and as we know, eats McDonald's and drinks Diet Cokes all day.
Yeah.
They
Like, he
say he's on a new
defies-
diet though. Like basically he eats soup all day now. And then they let him have like one cheat meal a day. But he's on like a pretty strict diet. That's what they said. Because he has lost weight from the first term.
You see, JD Vance said that he went into the Oval Office for the first time and he was all mesmerized and whatever. And then he looked on the desk and there's a red button and Trump just pressed it and like looked at him. And he's like, dude, what? And then like a Diet Coke comes in. It's like his Diet Coke button.
Oh, that's so
Anyway,
good.
it is just, it's energy. And anyone who's anti-American, I guess, you're getting beat up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You're in America.
Yeah, I'm here for
You know,
it.
you could be anti-American in London. I don't care.
That's
cool.
fine.
You could be anti-American in Canada. Great.
Might get beat up.
You might get beat up. You
You might
gotta be
get beat
careful
up in
around that
Canada.
border. Careful at
Yeah.
Niagara Falls.
Yeah, Niagara
That's
Falls is
fucking-
right on the border. We'll beat
It's real dangerous around
Yeah,
this
throw
falls.
your ass in there.
Yeah.
Where
Niagara
do
Falls.
Bieber and Drake stand? Do they get beat up?
Well, they're not. I mean, it depends. Are you standing for the anthem? Because we stand here.
Yeah, we stand hand over heart.
I took my hat off at the Super Bowl.
I'm guessing you walk Drake down La Brea right now. He's getting beat up. Bieber's fine. Okay, some news?
Yes.
Oh, did you guys catch any of the SNL 50?
No.
No, I just saw.
Who
Speaking
cares about
of,
SNL?
I just saw Will
It's pretty
Ferrell
big.
singing "Not
What's
Like
big?
Us."
Every celebrity was there.
Yeah, but those are
I can't
nobodies.
believe SNL has been able to be so bad for so long.
So they
50 years, just horrible.
Like the last 30 were unwatchable.
They haven't been good since Eddie Murphy.
So
Eddie Murphy was
crazy.
there. Chris Rock was there. Sandler was there. They were all there.
was
They
Eddie
all-
Murphy's first time back?
No, he
Came
hosted.
back once, yeah.
He hosted a few years ago. Here's the thing with SNL, which I think is kind of underappreciated. None of us will stay up on a Saturday night to watch SNL, but the clips still go viral and the stars still are made. Pete Davidson was made from SNL.
Yeah.
He's a superstar. And that was from the clips. And I think despite no one actually tuning in to the actual hour,
Yeah.
it matters.
No, I don't think so. Think about that era of Eddie Murphy and those. Pete Davidson's not a movie star, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So it definitely doesn't matter like it used to. But
No.
I do think,
Chris
to
Rock,
your
these
point,
guys
I
are
think it's
mega.
more of like an industry thing.
Yeah.
Like I think it's like an industry thing at this point
It's a
where
circle jerk for Hollywood elites.
yeah, like if you get on the show, you're gonna meet, the writers and the whatever that are working
And
on
then whoever
movies.
the
and
guest
stuff.
host is someone
I don't
super
think the
famous.
audience makes you famous anymore. There are so many people that have been grinding and out on SNL that are like,
Nobody's.
who cares?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Everybody. Everyone the last 5 years.
But I think industry-wise, for some reason,
Pete
it's still
David's
so
famous for the
respected.
girls he dated, not
Yeah,
because
but
of his acting.
he didn't get famous if he weren't on SNL.
Sure, maybe
It
no one
still
would know who he
matters.
was.
Just
because-
breakout. It still matters, but I think it's more.
6 hours on NBC.
I think it's more.
NBC doesn't have Sunday Night Football. Of course, it's 6 hours.
I tuned out of the NBA All-Star game to watch SNL. It was fun to see like Meryl Streep. Kim
Right.
Kardashian was on there.
Yeah.
It was like the most famous people on the planet.
Yeah, I get it. I think it's more of like an insider industry thing now, and
Yeah.
it's just more
I'm guessing
fascinating to
sub
me.
10 million viewers.
And you're right, the clips are really good and all that. But if you just sit on a random Saturday
You're
and
not
watch an
gonna watch
episode,
it. No.
unwatchable.
It's horrible.
It's
You're not going to
legit
watch a full
horrible.
hour.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, because then I'll listen to like a 45-minute Theo Vaughn podcast and I'm crying laughing
Yeah.
for 30 minutes.
Is all
30
their
minutes.
ratings just like people falling asleep in Ohio?
No, I think the ratings are fake. I literally think 0 people watch the
I
show.
feel like when I go home, it's like, my dad fell asleep on the
There's no
recliner
watching
and like,
SNL.
there's a view.
Nobody's watching SNL. I'm sorry. It's just a horrible. It gets like 1 million viewers, 2 million
I
viewers.
mean, nothing on
I don't
TV
even
gets
think
viewers
two.
other than NFL.
Two's a lot now.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
what do you
literally
think?
the amount of effort they put for 2 million viewers.
Give me a
Ridiculous.
prediction on the All-Star game. Viewers.
Yeah, 5 million.
That's high.
No, playoff games get 6, 7. I mean, NBA All-Star Weekend. I watched. My prediction of the whites continued to come to fruition,
Yeah, the white guy is a back-to-back dunk king. Who would
and
have
the 3-point
thought?
contest winner.
What type of backwards
And my
world
guess
are we
is
living
the game
in?
is going on right now. Jokic will win MVP. Like, NBA is in like a really fork in the road right now, where they need to like figure shit out fast. And LeBron pulled out an hour before the fucking game.
What
Yeah,
an
that was
idiot.
bad.
What are you doing? That's unacceptable. I try to
Yeah.
explain to Miles, a 4-year-old who's wearing his LeBron jersey all day, ready to watch the game.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, LeBron hurt. He's like, can I see a video of him in the hospital? Because he knows it's bullshit.
It's a valid question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows it's bullshit. He knows this guy's lying.
Yeah.
He's been waiting all weekend to watch LeBron James play in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
know
you got to pull out before. I agree with that.
Yeah,
like pull out Friday.
Yeah, I feel like he's
What?
just.
You knew your foot. He was playing on Wednesday.
Yeah, he just,
He played.
Probably the
It didn't feel like
the
he woke
clutch
up with a
party was
stomach
probably
ache.
went out too long.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Yeah,
woke up a
that's
little
my point. Is that
hungover.
like it's just not like
I think the NBA is in a very dire situation, and it's my favorite sport of all the professional sports. And I'm all for the players making what they deserve because of the income that the league generates. They just don't care.
I don't care.
I was watching, I tuned in and out on my phone while SNL was on before we got here, and the players weren't trying. Still, after the whole league said, you have to try,
Right.
they weren't trying. And then they showed clips of 15 years ago of Kobe.
Even the dunk contest was
but they
all
made
about
it all
Vince Carter.
soft. They made don't you think they made the NBA super soft?
Yeah, no, it's
Even
totally
if it was more
soft.
aggressive, I feel like it encourages more of a competitive.
So Dwayne Wade broke Kobe's nose in an All-Star game.
Yeah.
And Kobe dapped him up
Right.
Thanks for trying.
That would never happen today.
No.
You get arrested.
Yeah, literally.
Get arrested.
Literally. Yeah.
We're in a tough spot with the NBA, but yeah, I mean, look, I think NBA is not going on with the cultural shift that's happening in this country, which is back to competitive nature, fucking kill or be killed.
Right.
NBA is not that. NFL is that. Hockey is that.
Yeah, I might start watching hockey.
Yeah.
And obviously the biggest, fastest growing sports, fucking UFC.
Yeah.
That's the one Trump goes to every fucking thing.
He was at NASCAR. Did you see that?
Yeah, so good.
He's not going to the All-Star game.
No chance.
No chance.
No. Crickets.
I was wondering if the fans, so I had the game on, if they'd boo the Canadian anthem.
We should have.
Did they?
No.
They should.
What's interesting also is they were trying to integrate WNBA players. No, Caitlin Clark.
She refused.
She refused?
She said, you're coming to the W. So Steph Curry and Caitlin Clark are doing a 3-point contest at the WNBA All-Star game. It's because she wants to grow her game.
I was like, why didn't she show up?
Right.
That's not good, though. She should have came.
She should have. They should have done a
politics and all this left.
You need to pull. She would have brought an audience, put her in the game, one of those games, celebrity game or some shit.
No, she should have been they should have done it both.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with the NBA and all of those, when things get too left, is it's all about, no, the proper thing to do is to, do both.
Yeah.
Do a thing there, be the star of the WNBA one, and fucking do it all.
Yeah. She should have been there.
I mean, Drewski was the biggest star of the celebrity game.
Yeah, he's great.
Well, that's pathetic.
Yeah.
That he's the biggest star.
Well,
and they didn't even start Kai Cenat. If you're the NBA, why didn't you start him?
Yeah.
He was screaming on the bench, I need minutes.
I saw that clip.
What about Speed?
Was Speed playing?
I don't think Speed was
He
there.
didn't even come. He's too big.
Yeah.
He's when am I
those
coming?
two
I'm bringing all the fans.
Yeah, he's more of an NFL guy.
Yeah.
He likes the ratings.
Yeah. He can't come to a low rating
Yeah,
event.
he has less ratings
He's probably
than his stream.
I'm too big for this event.
I mean, Kai and Drewski, they were by far the two most famous people at the celebrity game.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching the NBA lineup. I did not know half the players. Never heard of them.
For the All-Star game?
The real All-Star game?
Real All-Star
Well, you
game.
probably saw the Rising Stars. You definitely don't know them.
I definitely never heard of any of those guys.
And Draymond Green said, why are they here?
Yeah. There's literally
He said that on the telecast.
yeah. And then even watching the game, I just didn't recognize these people.
Well, you don't watch.
Who's Evan Mobley?
He went to USC.
I've never heard of him. They're just not stars.
No,
They don't
You
honestly,
gotta let people's personality out. You gotta let them elbow each other.
Yeah.
but I also think the real issue is these guys make so much money and they put zero effort into marketing the game.
Right.
Because in the NFL, the reason why the NFL works, in my opinion, is if you're a third-year player and you're doing super well, you sit out a game and your backup comes
Yeah, you're screwed.
and takes your spot, you're out.
Career might be over.
Your career might be over. Drew Bledsoe, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And Tom Brady becoming the greatest. And this happens at every position. And the NBA, there's no risk of that.
It just sounds like they've had a culture problem for a long time.
It is a culture problem.
Even 5 years ago, they were talking about guys on their phones in the locker room and not bonding with each other and I don't know. Also in NFL, you can't even see the guy's face. He's can only get so famous, so he's got to go out there and fucking kill.
Yeah.
NBA, you play a couple games, you're
You have a TikTok.
getting chicks in your hometown.
Look at
You're
Jello.
fucking-
Yeah.
He's not even in the NBA.
Yeah.
He's a star.
Yeah.
He's big.
Yeah.
Good performance. All right, let's move on to some
Business.
news.
Let's talk about business. So retail spending.
So all of last year, retail spending kept ticking up. And I'm like, I just don't get it. I know people are struggling.
That's
It
your
was
business.
Fake news.
It's my business. And I knew it was fake news.
But doesn't your business benefit from lack of spending too because of inventory or no?
Yeah, so we get the benefit because of the inventory, but overall,
You need shopping.
you need people to spend money.
Right. At the end of the
It has to
day.
go somewhere.
Right. That's true.
Um,
It's funny because whenever I see reports of like excess inventory and low selling, I think of you and I think, oh, that must be great.
I'll
But
be
you're
honest,
right.
I'd rather have the opposite,
Right.
booming spending. I think that's better for our business.
There'll always be inventory.
There'll always be inventory. So in January, retail spending went down 0.9%. And I know that sounds
Year over year.
insignificant. It's insanely high.
Yeah.
The prediction was supposed to be 0.4%, came in at 0.9. I looked up a stat. In October of 2008, which is when the world fell apart, how much do you think retail spending went down? This is ultimate peak fear, just like the world was ending.
In
From year over
2008,
year.
you said?
October 2008, I went and looked
Year over year.
year over year. How much did spending go down?
Obviously less. That's what you're...
No. It was more.
1.5?
It was 2.8%, which is the
A lot, yeah.
largest ever.
And we just did 0.9.
We did 0.9.
Can I ask a dumb question? Where do those numbers come from?
They're fake.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, also seeing what I see, which is
Yeah.
smaller than what you see, but relatively big.
Are you seeing soft spending?
But I've been seeing it.
Yes, that's my point.
And it's like, but then all the numbers kept being up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but where? And,
Yeah.
and even it wasn't like just a me problem. It was told to me that it's an everybody problem.
Yeah.
But then, and I'm talking to these huge indicators of US, spending.
Yep.
But the numbers kept being up and up and
Yeah.
up. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And now it just
And-
feels like it was all just Hollywood accounting, man.
Yeah.
The Hollywood accounting, to your point, gangbuster earnings this quarter. Every company crushed.
Yeah.
Whether it's Airbnb, the Win.
Well, I think the best companies are firing on all cylinders.
I'm shocked Airbnb's still crushing.
No, they were
I think
way
it's
up,
just a
right?
well-run
Way up.
They
company.
did really well. Yeah.
I think they're just a well-run company.
But that means people are still traveling,
But
staying in
you have to understand, 0.9% in the grand scheme of things is not a lot. It means that somebody is suffering, but not everyone. Like 5% means everyone's suffering,
Yeah.
right?
Or 2.5 at 08.
so like there
Because
could-
everyone was suffering in 08.
But it's also just like that one extra
Everyone
item
but
in
drama
your
because
cart.
he was on TV.
What happened? Oh, I had no idea that there was a recession.
Oh, it was booming.
It's literally. I came into you guys like, hey, I got an idea. Like, the economy's good, right? But that it means literally like in your shopping cart, there's just one thing less.
Yes.
Like it's very minor.
Yeah,
but
and that's the point, is that like what you're seeing is that people are still spending money. They're just very selective on where they're spending it. And
Right.
what suffers are anything, be brands, be restaurants, be experiences.
Yeah, I saw Denny's is closing restaurants.
Yeah, like Denny's is struggling, but like Chili's is doing well because it's hot on TikTok.
Yeah.
And so,
And BJ's is closing
yeah, so like
restaurants.
It depends. So like if you're an A, you're doing okay. If you're a B, you're screwed, right? And I think Airbnb is an A brand in hospitality. It's A plus.
So is Win.
Yeah, so it's
When
A plus,
crushed.
and those places are going to do fine. But when you go to a restaurant and you talk to people in the restaurant business, restaurants are struggling.
So when you go to New York and you're doing business meetings at A restaurants, are they all slammed?
Yeah, like I went to the corner store. Like there's 200 people every morning trying to get a reservation.
yeah, I also think the amount of people that have money, like the richer,
It's a wide audience.
well, you said it, but I think that group is also kind of bigger than ever in some degree. It's like this huge middle
Yeah.
class everyday American.
Yeah.
I think is.
Yeah,
Is it tough to get a reservation in New York City?
impossible?
Impossible. So there you go.
And I'm going to, because like if I'm going out, I'm going out to take someone to impress them. So I'm going to the it restaurants, like the corner store.
But think about it. All those people have had a boom in
Yeah, I mean the
last
S&P
20
is
years
at all-time high.
Yeah.
Right.
Those
Right.
people, that's what I'm saying. A+ slammed. But then I'll walk into like, if I'm not taking them, we're just eating with like my team members. We'll just go to some random bullshit restaurant, empty. Not 10 o'clock. We got kicked out of a restaurant in New York City the other night at 11:30, which is nuts for New York. They're like, hey guys, we're closing up. There's like no one here. You guys are the only people here.
You know, so I went to a birthday dinner in Venice. 9:30 p.m. We're walking out, ghost town.
Yeah.
On a Thursday night. And Thursday nights should typically be fairly busy. There should be people walking up and down the street.
Yeah, once again, I think the places we always use as a metric in our bubble are like, if they're empty, the world's over.
It's over.
Like if Cipriani's is empty, it's fucking,
Yeah, it's a wrap.
yeah, it's Armageddon.
Yeah.
But I think in your everyday, TGI Fridays in Michigan, I feel like it's probably pretty clear.
Yeah. And I also, what I have noticed, because I obviously complain about restaurant prices a lot, I am seeing different, like I see more happy hours. I see more deals at restaurants now, like people advertising like, hey, free dessert or whatever. Like there's some movement on prices.
Yeah. 0.9%.
Yeah. Like, it's like there's some progress there, but like, yeah, then you have you have businesses that are also having records. So one of the businesses that I think a lot of people in like e-commerce have been following are Hims and Hers.
Yep.
Hims and Hers is the direct to consumer pharmaceutical business, basically.
Brush it on Superbowl.
Yeah. The great commercial.
Yeah.
They do generic Propecia, generic
Viagra.
GLP-1, which is your, Wegovy, Bonjoro, whatever, Ozempic, and a host of other things. And it's basically a teledoc. So it's
anyone can get
anything they want. You want
it's erectile dysfunction.
Cialis. You can get your hair back.
Yeah.
Your dick hard.
Yeah. You
can fucking lose 20
skinny,
pounds.
Dick hard, with a big head of hair.
With one FaceTime.
One FaceTime. Yeah. I mean, and this stock is on absolute fucking fire. I think it's a $10 billion company.
Yeah,
it was literally like
it's up like 100% this year, I believe.
This year, meaning in 1 month.
No, in the last like 12 months.
Okay.
They just do such a good job. It's such a good, like all around.
No, it's up 500% in 1 year. 500%.
When did they IPO?
It was a SPAC too.
Really?
Zach told me SPACs are back, by the way.
February 9th
this morning. Zach said SPACs are back.
February 9th, 2020. It IPO'd at 10. It was basically $10 till fucking.
It's also a Reddit stock. It's a Reddit stock too.
Yeah, but the business itself, it's profitable. It's on fire.
Yeah.
$13 billion market cap, and they're just growing like a weed. Like it is. We forget because we're like in the midst of this kind of shift, this digital revolution. Like Walgreens are closing, CVS is closing. Like who wants to walk into a CVS and write it anymore? It's
Never.
disgusting. You can't even get anything.
Terrible.
The other day, I wanted to get a cough syrup for one of the kids. No, there wasn't
Even
one.
the pharmacies are terrible.
Yeah, they're just a bad experience. So
for example, like Mav has medications and I switch it all to UCLA Reagan, the fucking main hospital, because of how bad the experience was. And I was like, I'd rather just go to the hospital and get it.
Right. And I would imagine a lot of the stuff that Hims and Hers sells, like, even though it's fine, you probably not excited about going and like in case the woman's like, your Cialis is available, Roger.
yeah, it's not even that. It's
I have your Propecia and your Cialis here.
It's just like you have like the random old lady coughing like a storm.
Yeah.
You have the homeless person stealing shit.
Yeah.
You have like, especially the Rite Aid I have to go to is a disaster.
And they're not reliable. Their pharmacies aren't reliable. I've dealt with this. They don't deliver the drugs when they said they're supposed to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when you look at Hims and Hers stock, even at $13 billion, it's probably undervalued.
Right.
It's going to be 10x from here. It's a $100 billion company. This is if you're 24 years old and you got your first dick pill off of Hims, then when you're 40 and you need diabetes drugs, where are you going? You're not going to Rite Aid. You're going to Hims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people that are getting their Viagra today, by the time they're getting their older people medicine, there's no way.
Yeah, you're not going. It's such a bad experience. Even like Rite Aid, which is the one near my house. I'll take the kids to go
by
get.
The way, it was so bad. The one by me closed.
And do you know how rude these people are at these pharmacies?
Oh yeah, they're so rude.
Yeah. What were you saying?
I went to go get the kids ice cream, Thrifty's ice cream at Rite Aid. 15 minutes we're waiting for anyone to even know that we're alive.
Yeah. They're all like that in LA.
Yeah.
Well, props to them. Also, it was funny to me that there was some immediate outrage about their commercial.
I didn't see the commercial. What was it?
That like essentially the glorifying obesity and unhealthy is not good. And like it's time to get healthy. Time to be healthy. It was like this. It was like a real fucking. It seemed like a RFK promotional ad. It
was like enough is enough. We need to get help.
Right, and there was some immediate backlash about it, but it obviously was wildly successful. It was really well done. It was a really
very well done commercial. Even the Pfizer commercial was good.
Really good.
The little kid
really good,
fighting cancer with boxing gloves. I was like, oh, that's good.
They were in a room like, guys, they know.
They know.
We got to fucking...
Yeah, we got to change our image
Change
fast.
the narrative quickly.
Was Travis Kelce on it? Or
No. It was actually probably most of the commercials were pretty bad. That was probably the best commercial.
Yeah.
The other interesting news that a company that I've been bullish on the last couple of years.
Yeah, you're hot on the Discord.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
Dutch Bros.
Yeah.
I said, this company's the future. It is junk coffees on steroids.
What? Tell me what it is.
It is a coffee shop.
Okay.
But their specialty is like a 2,000 calorie fucking.
Oh, so they're leaning in.
Yeah. Fat Pacino.
Right.
So you go from Dutch Bros to him.
You just got to own it. Whatever you are, you got to fucking own it.
Yeah, you got to go all in on it.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate about Dutch Bros, because those bros are fat.
Those Dutch Bros are chubby bros.
I mean, these guys are just serving sugar on another level.
We should just open a spot called Fat Boys, and it's just fucking, like you just own it. It's like where Victoria's Secret went wrong. Is they tried to be all woke and whatever. It's just you got to own who you are.
And
they've opened 151 shops in 2024.
Their sales went up 35% last quarter. 35%.
I've grown to really enjoy earnings season like MSNBC.
Yeah.
I know you guys have always watched that, but I now like I don't know, it's fun. It's like a sports season.
It is.
Well, they make it like a sports center.
Right. And you hear the different stories, and you see Starbucks, trying to make a comeback, and you see whatever and who,
because it's at this point, it's a real opportunity, in my opinion. I've been watching CNBC since I was 15 years old. 1995, I started watching CNBC. And a few of the people are still on there.
Yeah, Joe Kernan,
Bob Pisani, like they're still on there.
Yeah.
And
some of them are pretty funny.
They are honestly, the old dogs are amazing.
Yeah.
Because they speak freely. They don't give a fuck anymore.
It's a different vibe. Because I think also maybe because it's not so like political and like serious in that sense.
But I do think there's an opportunity to bring in bigger personalities.
Right.
Like earnings seasons, like have the Portnoy type personality.
Right.
Where it's kind of a circus.
Yeah, we could crush that. If MSNBC got a hold of us, we could really turn that up, I think.
CNBC or MSNBC?
MSNBC.
Okay. Yeah. MSNBC is over though.
CNBC, which one's the one?
CNBC is the finance. The business one.
CNBC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. I'm not following Rachel Maddow.
No. Sorry. I mean, yeah.
CNBC is great. I can't even watch Bloomberg. It's so fucking boring and disgusting.
So Bloomberg was my flavor of choice, as you know, when we were all in the office together.
Yeah.
I switched to CNBC.
Yeah.
That's the one that's like closing bell and
so bad.
Power lunch and closing bell and all that shit.
And they got rid of
they got rid
of some of the good hosts, or maybe the host left.
It's just not entertaining. Like
CNBC is watching Netflix.
It's good,
They're
man.
like, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, they do. They do. And it really makes it like, I don't know. It's fun to watch. Like I said,
Well, they make business fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
They make it like you want to watch.
Yeah, they do. And during
You're like,
Honestly, like, see, I'd rather on Saturday night, they put CNBC than Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
Saturday Night Live is
they
stupid.
probably crush ratings.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would crush. You put Joe Kernan, Jim Kramer, and they're just talking
Throw
stocks.
Pete Davidson in there. Fuck it.
Yeah. Pete Davidson, these are my 3 picks for the week.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm fucking.
I mean, Davey Day Trader should have a segment on CNBC.
When he was
That's
on
for
it
sure.
during
That's for sure.
when he was on it a lot during like the revolt
Yeah.
of the GameStop.
The Robinhood
It
stuff.
was so good. Because he would used to post, I'm on, and I would run to my TV and turn it on. I was like, what's this fucking idiot going to say?
CNBC
so
is
good.
fun.
Yeah.
If they barstool the fire, or Pat McAfee, like it's that exact model.
Yeah.
If they did that,
Yeah, they could get a little edgier and they would be just blockbuster.
Yeah.
just to have a
They should do it
finance
in front
bro
of a
show.
studio, like a bunch of fans.
Yeah.
Like, go to college campuses.
Yeah.
They're like, MSFT, MSFT. Like people are screaming quotes.
That'd be the biggest
Stock
show.
quotes.
If they did that, just
Oh
talking
my
about
God, it's
diamond
about
hands
money.
and
I mean, if you
hodling.
think
and-
about-
money.
Yeah.
No, but if you think about just what we saw with Coinbase and Robinhood's earnings, which were both blockbuster,
Yeah.
that means young people are interested in this stuff.
Oh, we know they are.
Imagine the way they do the Super Bowl picks. They do
Yes.
the earnings. They go, Pat, what do you think my Nvidia earnings?
Yes. Yes.
They're going to be down 15%.
crush.
They're fucking bums over there in Nvidia.
Bro, I'm telling you now, at this point, when I go to my gym, there is like all of these like boxers and weightlifters, and all they're talking about is fucking stocks.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, did you see the ASTS? You guys familiar with ASTS? It's like a satellite, like SpaceX launching satellites for cell phone. And they're like, yo, the rumor is there's going to be a Super Bowl commercial about ASTS and T-Mobile.
And these are all like meatheads.
I mean,
Not meatheads,
love
but
you guys.
whatever.
Like,
They're fitness
gym
dudes.
dudes, yeah. And they're just in there talking about, oh, Palantir, oh, I fucking miss Palantir, man. He got it, he has it, he's had it for a year. Oh shit.
That's what I'm saying. If you brought that energy,
Yes.
it should be like earnings where like, all right, Kirk Herbstreit, what do you think about Microsoft earnings?
And then, Lee Corso puts the hat on.
And then, they put the,
It's a huge
and then
opportunity.
there's fans fucking screaming, fucking video.
Yes.
Well, Jad listens to this pod. Get us a show.
Yeah, Jad.
I can't do that show, but
You're
someone
right.
should do it.
Jad, you should put it together for someone.
Someone.
That show is such
You
a
can
huge
do it. Why? It's
opportunity.
public companies.
Nah, I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want to
Too
talk
big.
shit about people.
Too big.
I'll be too famous.
Wait until you get an exit.
Yeah. I'll just be too big and I can't handle it.
Yeah.
This is not worth it. I
'Cause you're
can't
gonna
be too
you're gonna be like,
famous.
fucking snow Mexicans. Let's beat their ass. Well, you get a phone call. Okay, next up, this is a huge one, is like we all know Elon, DOGE, the whole thing, they're cutting waste and offering, I think they offered the CIA and out of every government employee, I don't know, a buyout.
Yeah.
They're obviously cutting departments, they're doing all this stuff. Now, it is apparently affecting the like home prices in Washington, D.C., the unemployment rates, these actual sort of metrics of, jobs and income and that stuff is starting to be affected.
So thousands of people are getting laid off.
Yeah.
And even today, 60 Minutes did some fucking fake news. They talk about USAID employees saying they didn't know where their next paycheck was going to come from, even though everyone has publicly known you get 8 months if you get terminated.
Yeah.
And so that's fake. But what's happening is I think there's just a interesting shift dynamic happening in DC where clearly like people are realizing like my grift is up. I got to move on. And I think what's caused like this increase in home sales. And then, so you have federal workers that are getting laid off. That affects the whole ecosystem. So like if you're a vendor, a supplier, or whatever, I'm sure that's affecting it. So home prices have plummeted like 20% in some areas of DC.
Right.
I think that's one piece. The other piece is all of these unemployment filings that are happening because of people getting let go. Apparently this week, 15,000 IRS employees are going to get let go. I don't know if that's situated in DC. I know IRS has in Utah, IRS has California, Utah, so it's probably more broad. But generally speaking, a lot of these federal employees are on edge. And so that's going to be an interesting shift in the makeup of Washington, D.C. Like, what does Washington, D.C. look like 4 or 5 years from now? Like, who's going to live there? You know,
and who's going to want to take the job?
Yeah.
Because if this is the new regime.
Yeah. Oh, there'll be other people.
But I'd also imagine, like, I don't know, if this thing really works on any level, I feel like a lot of the sentiment around working in Washington, D.C. might change.
Yeah, might get more exciting people to come.
Well, I agree. But I think like the grifters will be turned off by the, you know, that was a huge incentive.
Yeah.
And like something that drove a lot of people to D.C. Is like, let me get in on the grift.
Yeah.
And I do think you're right that you'll get a lot more like passionate about the actual United States type of people.
Yeah.
But it will affect, you know, you would imagine that there's people that just thought like the same way you moved to LA and like, I'm going to make it in Hollywood. Yeah. You probably thought I'm going to move to DC. I'm going to find my grift and fucking find my USAID NGO.
Yeah.
And become a millionaire.
Don't you think DC is a pit stop for most people? Meaning you go there, you meet all these important, powerful people, and then the next step is where you make your money.
Yeah, but that's what
like
they're
if
trying
you
to
think
stop.
about even like the Pod Save America guys, right?
Right.
They were probably making $60K a year.
Right. But I think you're talking about like the Pod Save America guys, I think in the grand scheme of things are like, they're like the NBA. They made it.
Yeah, unicorns.
I think that there are people that are like, yo, I'm going to get like get a charity popping off or like an NGO. I'm going to have nonstop funding. I might make $300K a year. And I'm going to get in on the thing here. And
get it on the back end.
What?
On the back end, you mean? Like, I mean, you're a government employee, Republican, Democrat, don't care about party.
Yeah.
You work for one of these NGOs and then you're getting paid from them and you're getting paid from DC.
Yes, but I still think, to be honest, that you're thinking too big. I think that like being attracted to an opportunity to potentially make even a few $100,000 a year, couple $100,000 a year with what really ends up being not a real job because there's no actual market or profit or anything. I think that's really appetizing as a career path for a lot of people.
Yeah, why not?
I think your idea of success is too
because it's like
too high.
Dan Quayle, for example, who was widely
laughing stock white vice president.
Yeah. What's that?
Laughing stock vice
president.
Yeah.
Was on the board of Cerberus for the last 30 years. Right. He's made a fortune.
Right. But you're talking, that's what I'm saying. Yes, that's the home run.
When you get to the senior guys, yes, they all just go to private equity.
Yes.
Democrat, Republican, both.
Yeah.
They both go to private equity and they get on these boards because they have the connections.
Right.
They have the direct line to the White House, to the, Senate, you name it, and they make a fortune.
That's the major leagues. What I'm talking about is all the people that were probably attracted to DC because there's so much not real money flying around. That's like, think about how hard it is for, your average person to make $250,000 a year. I mean, that's incredibly difficult. And DC, it kind of seems like is the type of place where
you can weasel your way.
Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're actually working at a profitable business. Like if you move to Silicon Valley to try to make $250,000 a year, you know how hard that is, right? Like you need to be really talented at something or a really good education at something. You got to pick the right startup that ends up working. It's at least a little bit more real. I think in DC, you can become a part of some NGO thing. There's just money flowing.
Yeah, there's so much money
that you can go try to get in on.
Yeah. And I think the thing that's happening now is a pretty big impact on gutting that like traditional bureaucracy of DC, where like now it's like the USAID thing. You start looking at some of these things and you have all these like young, smart people who have no emotional attachment, right? Like take it like an Elon. Oh, fuck it, cut it.
Yeah.
Right? And then you add all his 22-year-old little mercenary kids he's hired. Good or bad, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely don't care. And I haven't watched Meet the Press in like 10 years probably because there's no football on.
Yeah.
So
you watch it.
and
It's a sad day in America. We had to beat up Canadians just to get Americans excited.
Just to get a little bit of a blood flow.
And so anyways, it was like 8 a.m. Kids still weren't up. So I just turned on Meet the Press. And there was a clip from Obama in 2012 where he said, and this is where I stand as being a liberal, is he said, yeah, obviously there's waste in the federal government. He goes, I know this. It's a 2012 clip.
I saw it.
And he's like, I know there's waste, but I can't just drastically cut things because seniors won't get their Medicare. A mom with a single mother with a disabilities kid won't get care.
Right.
And, a person in poverty won't get their food stamps.
Right.
And he's like, yes, I know there are things that need to get cut, but I can't do it with a good heart.
Right.
Yeah, that's why he's not in charge anymore.
And that's why
he did 2 terms. It's
constitutionally he didn't have the impact he wanted.
Yeah.
Because you have to be a little bit heartless to do this.
Right. And I also don't think that I think Elon is uniquely talented at knowing how to spot fat in a business. I don't think Obama really knows how to do that. Like he would have to hire people to do it.
He never ran anything.
Well, that's what I'm
most
saying.
of these politicians, these career politicians, all previous presidents, never ran anything.
So the thing that drives me crazy about that, and I know I'm not arguing with you on it because I saw the clip. I also saw a clip where Obama said, like, look, if there's certain programs and things that we want, but maybe right now we can't afford it and we need to tighten up and whatever. The thing that drives me crazy about that is they're trying to use all of these things as examples of why Trump and Elon are so wrong. But the problem is Obama didn't get the outcome that everyone has been saying that we needed. And then admittedly, Trump just added to it. Then COVID way added to it. Then Biden way added to it. And so you can feel bad all you want, but like we're all going to feel bad if the US dollar is worth fucking nothing or Social Security runs out, or then people are really going to be in pain. And so it's like, I don't know. I'm sure that there are people that are probably hurting because of Elon and Trump, but I would like to see like who.
Yeah, we need, because like, so even the 60 Minutes, they said they couldn't get their next paycheck when it's known every federal employee was offered 8 months.
Right.
Which is very generous.
I just feel like they're pulling on the heartstrings.
Yeah.
I don't know. At the end of the day, I believe that it's going to be a little painful, but if we don't get some pain now, we're going to suffer some really bad pain in 10 years.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And like to sit here now and say, well, see, look at how Obama, once again, I'm talking to the news, not you on him, but look at how Obama was so compassionate, but Obama didn't do it.
Yeah.
And now we're just even.
Someone has to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the counter to all of it, and it's a good argument that Chamath always makes,
right,
that the deficit doesn't matter.
Right.
I think it's waste, very important to get rid of.
Mm.
And I don't want someone making $350,000 doesn't show up to an office as a taxpayer, right?
That's a lot of people.
And
like I think we're kind of saying the same thing.
Yeah. So like those things need to, we need to get rid of that.
Right.
But also it really, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't matter because everyone buys the U.S. treasuries.
Don't you think that is a flawed? Don't you think that's the argument that you make until you're off the cliff?
That's what people say.
It just doesn't matter. Like if it doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter at all. And then why don't we spend twice as much?
There's an argument to that.
Right. I mean, I'm not nearly,
because like if you think about it, the U.S. is still the only investable country at scale, in my opinion.
Right. I hear you, and I hear the argument. Didn't Naval or somebody rebut? I thought on one of the All In,
he was on the last one.
I thought Friedberg
loves to cut the deficit. Chamath changes his tune because he's been saying it for years. They've been fighting. He's like, it doesn't matter. There's no one else. We are the best.
I feel like somebody did a really good.
Money.
It's still a waste of money. So are we just doing it to like stunt on people, or do we really care?
We should do it because
we should do it. We should get rid of the waste.
It's the responsible thing to do for the benefit of the country.
But isn't this how every empire has fallen? I mean, isn't this like
every empire has fallen because of being gluttonous?
Didn't Rome think the same thing?
Yes. So
I think Our lifetime, we're gonna be fine. Don't worry.
No, but I think
We got a good 40 years left.
I know, but you gotta worry about like Viv and Matt's kids.
I'd rather gut the country right now, have some pain, and let the empire last a little bit longer. And I think part of that
it's just
is
us or China. That's it.
What?
No one in Europe, no one in South America, no one in Asia, other than China.
Yeah, we're kicking China's ass right now. Let me tell you, that hockey game happens. I know what's about to happen.
I beat the shit out of them.
Right. But don't you just, I wish I was more educated on this topic, but don't you just get more incredibly absurd inflation and all of these problems?
The way, like the real argument is, forget all that. Just more common sense is we're wasting a ton of money. We're wasting a ton of money when we know there are resources the country needs.
Right.
So we know our healthcare system is broken. We don't do shit about it. No fucking president has actually lowered healthcare costs.
Right. That's
an opportunity. We know our school system is broken. I don't know if you guys saw in like Chicago, like something like 70% of inner city Chicago kids are like fucking illiterate up to like 9th grade. It was like the stats are just horrific.
So many of our kids are.
Yeah. And so.
But also like when the wildfires happen here, I talked to our mutual friend yesterday, and like we don't deal with that stuff well at all either.
No.
Or Maui or North Carolina or any of these places.
That's my point, is that
So we give aid to a lot of people, or a lot of countries in the world.
Yeah.
Why did Maui just get the short end of the stick?
Why did North Carolina?
Well, that's the thing on it. You got to come over to our side.
It's a grift.
It's a fucking, that's the thing.
Zelensky's a grift.
Yeah, forget Ukraine, but I'm saying there's enough.
You know why? Because there's probably no kickback for fixing the wildfire. It's probably something like that. You send it to Newsom. There's no, like the way the system, where there's some incentive to try to be world peacekeeper and probably get some, some incentive somewhere with these foreign leaders or control or something.
Well, you get more weapons bought, I guess. So if you give the aid to Ukraine, your defense spend goes up.
And you saw Zelensky say that he got half the money that's went to Ukraine. Who knows if he's lying or not, but where'd the other half go? Like, I think the whole thing is probably so fucked that like there's not an incentive to actually have the money accounted for and sent to the Palisades. But if you send it or Altadena, but if you send it to Uganda, they probably give you half back. But yes, look, here's my question is, if money doesn't matter, so to speak, like, then why all the money that we printed during COVID did that cause such terrible inflation and all those things? Shouldn't that have had no impact because what's going to happen is we're going to have to keep printing money to keep offsetting the deficit, which is going to keep causing inflation. Like, we're already seeing the beginning of that problem.
Inflation is a problem.
Inflation's not going anywhere.
So, but what I'm saying is,
we have to cut spend.
If Chamath is right, that we can essentially just print endless money, aren't we already seeing that printing a little bit of too much money is already affecting?
Yeah, I disagree with him.
Don't you just extrapolate that out?
I disagree with him completely.
Yeah, no, it's just, I think COVID proved that you can keep printing money when you
know, but it's a bad experience.
But we're suffering from it today. It's not nothing. It didn't cause nothing.
No.
It had a terrible impact on inflation, which is now affecting. So if you just, that's what I don't get about the fucking argument, is we've already seen it from essentially a small amount compared to what we would have to print if we keep doing it.
Yeah, I just don't know what would cause inflation to go down. That's what I don't get.
Yeah, if 10 million federal employees lose their job, inflation will go down.
But yes, to your point, I do think that even just spending correctly on the right things, like it's so wild. But look, it does feel, I mean, it's early days, but it feels like these motherfuckers, they're more aggressive than I thought they would be.
Yeah.
I thought, like, come on, you're not really going to be able to, like, I didn't think I would ever see a headline that prices of homes in DC are going down.
I was looking at like a condo.
Yeah.
Like, you should move. A deal.
You should.
You should move.
I don't want to move. I just buy a deal.
What's your guy's name? You have a homie in the...
Sriram. He's been quiet.
Sriram.
He's probably one of the guys.
Of course, he's been gutting. He's like this immigrant guy. He fucking gut the federal and
staff. I got to DM him and understand.
I saw, I think it was Lex Friedman, Mark Andreessen, where Mark Andreessen was saying to Lex, like, I can't tell you what is going on, but it's going on. Like, I think all those guys are just hiding behind Elon and they're doing their work and they're able to contribute. But why
Elon
take the
takes
smoke?
the pain.
Yeah.
He's Teflon
But
done.
he doesn't care.
No,
He loves it.
There's something about the combo of like, mildly autistic and really smart. So like you're incredibly effective, but you don't really have the same care of people hating you.
Yeah, you don't care.
And I feel like
that's Silicon Valley. Everyone's mildly autistic, but
and
very
look at the
successful.
results.
Yeah, it's working.
Stephen A. Smith has like started this, like he was kind of joking. Number one, here's my perspective from super layman is, so obviously sports broadcaster. He started obviously talking about politics and stuff and was kind of calling out the left, and that was getting a lot of attention. And then he transitioned into kind of like floating the idea of him running for president or getting involved in politics. And so now there's like these different, things. His new thing
He got 2%. He pulled a 2% already. 2% is country will vote for Stephen A. Smith right now.
I mean,
if the guy
RFK
tried, he'd probably get 15%.
Right.
Stephen A. Smith should run as a Republican, and he'd probably become president.
Even if he doesn't, it would just raise his profile.
Well, he could definitely get a gig in there somewhere.
Yeah. Secretary of Commerce, whatever.
He doesn't want that. He's negotiating $100 million deal right now.
Yeah, you can negotiate $1 billion.
Yeah, get in before the grift is over. You could get $1 billion. What did anyone get denied yet from Trump's
No.
Wow. Yeah, he could get in.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're still waiting on Cash Patel. I don't think he's confirmed yet.
They're getting rid of the
Cash
idiots.
money. They're nervous about him because he's about to fucking let it rip once he gets there.
I can't believe Tulsi Gabbard and RFK.
RFK, I'm not surprised. What are you afraid
Tulsi
of?
too.
But RFK is so anti. I mean, look, the whole system we agree worked on, with big pharma and guys from the, whatever from the CDC going to big pharma back and forth.
Yeah.
They did it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All I want, that's all I ask, is accurate reporting of vaccine side effects. That's it.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. Okay. Comments?
Comments from the YouTube. First one is from Super Ocha 33. I'm not sure if this will make it on Thursday's episode, but as a black man, I feel compelled to share my thoughts. Honestly, Kendrick's performance fell flat for me, and I'm not buying into the hidden messages. Listening to D opened my eyes. I used to think I was oppressed, but now I see things differently.
Wow.
I'm surprised D didn't call out Kendrick for his divisive message.
Damn, D opened your... Damn,
Wow.
Look at D.
I mean...
You're like Candace Owens.
This is why I can't do that thing, the CNBC thing.
Right.
I know I'm going to work.
Right.
I understand how to do it.
I see.
Also, let's be real. Drake's career isn't going anywhere. He's a global superstar making music for everyone. Kendrick, on the other hand, makes music for short rap nerds. Oh my God.
I didn't read the whole thing.
Well, I don't know about the short thing. I think rap nerds love Kendrick. But
people love to make fun of him for being short.
But his fans are short.
Well, it's just kind of like
Wembanyama is not
extension.
listening to Kendrick.
It's like saying Drake makes music for light skin.
Okay.
Just by extension. You're short. You make music for other short people. That's funny. Man, look at you. Maybe you might need to be on Fox News. You can't do CNBC.
You could do Will Kane.
No, but I could I could be Will Kane. At Rocco's Modern Lifestyle, the dream ad you described where a company just says, go use the bathroom actually happened. Angel Soft did a bathroom break ad with 30-second timer and told people to go use the bathroom without missing everything. It was great use of 30 seconds. I watched the Super Bowl and I did not see that.
I saw that.
You saw that?
Yeah.
I just didn't pay attention.
Last thing, my algorithm is full of this El Salvadorian prison. Is it on yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been seeing that.
Because they're the ones going to take all our people.
Yeah, we're sending
but did you see, like, there's a documentary coming out? Is it out?
I didn't see that. I just see the clips and they're all like stacked and it's all fucking crazy.
Scary people. Bad hombres.
Bad hombres.
You want to know what's a crazy bad hombre that just reminded me? Documentary is there's a on Netflix called it's like the real story of Black Hawk Down.
Oh, I heard about this.
Bad hombres.
Really?
It's good. It's good, but it's dark.
The El Salvador thing, people are saying it's inhumane and, they don't see sunlight, whatever.
Right.
I have a nanny that is from El Salvador.
Mm-hmm.
And she said it's safer than ever because of that prison.
bet.
I know a family that recently went to El Salvador, said it's unbelievable. They would never have gone there. White family. They went down there.
Yeah. I talked to her.
Yeah, but that's my point. Is that like that was looked? Same with Javier Milei. Same with that guy. They were looking
Milei rugged a coin.
Yeah, it's fine.
He did. So did we.
He might be over because of that. But like what they
Just
did,
kidding.
was,
We didn't.
What they did was look like what Trump is doing in America, and everyone now is revering them. That's my point.
Right.
Shit can change for the better.
It's pretty funny that he rugged a coin, though.
They're not like us.
So good.
Well, Trump rugged a coin too.
I know.
Everyone.
By the way, did our coin like sort of accidentally get rugged? Like we didn't rug it, but our shit crashed.
Did it?
Yeah.
Has it crashed below what it was like 2 days ago, 5 days ago?
What's the market cap right now, Josh?
I looked at it like 3 days after our episode. We rugged ourselves.
And we didn't even sell.
Yeah.
We didn't make
We
money.
didn't even get anything yet.
All right. Well.
Anyway.
All right, guys.
Guys, listen, have a great week. Thank you for listening. Yeah, fuck yeah. Executive orders coming in hot.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.